Sloan is sitting in his car outside the gym at 5:45 a.m. It's freezing in Chicago. The wind is rattling the frame of his SUV, and Sloan is staring at his phone, desperately looking for a spark. He's watching a motivational video. Fast cuts of people sprinting, loud cinematic music, a gravelly voice telling him to rise and grind. He's waiting to feel like going inside. He's been sitting there for 15 minutes. The video ends. He feels a tiny surge of adrenaline, but the moment he opens the car door and the sub-zero air hits his face, the feeling vanishes. He retreats back into the warmth. He decides he'll go tomorrow when he's more motivated. Sloan realizes he is a slave to his moods. He has built a life that relies on a chemical high that is notoriously unreliable. He is waiting for a permission slip from his emotions to do the work he already knows he needs to do. He looks at the successful people in his firm, the ones who are unfazed by the weather, the market, or their own fatigue. He realizes they don't have more motivation than him. They have something much colder and more effective. They have systems. They have discipline. Sloan decides that today is the day he stops checking his temperature before he works. He realizes that motivation is for amateurs. Discipline is for professionals. This is the 1,600-word manual on how to kill the feeling and start the execution. Sloan begins to look at why he is so reliant on the spark. He learns about the prefrontal cortex versus the basal ganglia. The prefrontal cortex is where his goals live. It's the part of him that wants the promotion and the physique. The basal ganglia is where his habits and survival instincts live. It's the part that wants the warmth of the car and the easy dopamine of the phone. When Sloan waits for motivation, he is essentially asking his limbic system to agree with his prefrontal cortex. But the limbic system doesn't care about his 2026 goals. It only cares about comfort and safety. By waiting for a feeling, Sloan is giving his lower brain a vote it shouldn't have. He discovers the dopamine baseline problem. In the USA, we are overstimulated. Sloan's brain is so used to the high-intensity hits of social media and caffeine that ordinary work feels like a withdrawal state. He realizes that discipline is the art of bypassing the brain. He needs to build a neural shortcut where the action happens regardless of the emotional state. He learns about implementation intentions, the if-then logic that removes the need for willpower. If the alarm goes off, then the feet hit the floor. No discussion, no feeling. He is moving from emotional negotiation to algorithmic execution. Sloan implements the surgical routine. He realizes that the more decisions he has to make, the more leads he gives his lazy self to negotiate. He adopts the rule of 3 for discipline. Eliminate the start friction. He sets out his clothes, his meals, and his work tasks the night before. He wants to wake up and move like a machine that has already been programmed. The 5-second rule. The moment he feels a negotiation starting in his head, maybe I'll just sleep 10 more minutes. He counts 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and moves his physical body. The minimum viable effort. On days when the vibe is truly dead, he doesn't skip. He does the bare minimum. He goes to the gym and does 1 set. He sits at the desk and writes 1 paragraph. He realizes that the habit of showing up is more important than the intensity of the session. He realizes that discipline is a physical sport. He stops asking himself, "Do I want to do this?" and starts asking, "What is the next physical movement?" He breaks the task down into micro movements. Open the laptop, type the first letter, click the mouse. By 7 a.m., Sloan has finished his workout and his first deep work block. He didn't feel inspired for a single second of it. In fact, he hated most of it. But the work is done. He realizes that the feeling of victory only comes after the discipline is applied. He has found the mechanical advantage. Sloan realizes his biggest hurdle was his identity. He used to see himself as a creative or a passionate person who needed to be in the mood to produce. He adopts the operator identity. An operator doesn't care about the vibe. A pilot doesn't wait to feel like flying to land the plane. A surgeon doesn't wait for motivation to start the incision. They operate because that is who they are. He enters the hardening phase. He realizes that every time he does something he doesn't want to do, he is casting a vote for his new identity. He starts seeking out small, hard things specifically to train his discipline muscle. Taking the stairs instead of the elevator, drinking water when he wants a soda, finishing the most annoying task first. He notices his background anxiety is vanishing. He realized that anxiety was often just the shame of unfinished work. By being disciplined, he has cleared the mental debt that was weighing him down. He feels heavy in a good way, solid, grounded, and dependable. He has achieved operational sovereignty. He is no longer a victim of his moods. He is the architect of his output. 6 months pass. Sloan is unrecognizable to the man sitting in the SUV in the Chicago winter. He has achieved compound discipline. Because he stopped waiting for motivation, he hasn't missed a single day of work or training in 180 days. His results are now vertical. He has been promoted twice. His physique is at a level he thought required special genetics. He realizes that genetics is often just discipline in disguise. Most people are high potential, but low reliability. By being high reliability, Sloan has become the most valuable asset in his firm. He looks at his old motivation videos. They look like brain candy to him now. Sweet, but useless. He realizes that real power is boring. It's the repetitive, unglamorous execution of basic tasks when no one is watching and you don't feel like doing them. He has discovered the peace of the routine. He doesn't have to hype himself up anymore. His life is an automated success machine. He has moved from the consumer class to the master class. He has achieved temporal agency. He is no longer running out of time. He is commanding it. Sloan is standing in his office overlooking the Chicago skyline. It's early morning. The city is just waking up. He looks sharp, calm, and intensely focused. He looks at the camera, at you. "You're waiting for the feeling, aren't you?" he asks. You're lying in bed, or sitting in your car, or staring at your phone, waiting for a surge of energy to tell you it's time to start. I'm going to tell you the truth. That feeling is a liar. It's a fair-weather friend that will abandon you the moment things get difficult. You don't need more information. You don't need another video. You need to kill the negotiation. Stop checking your pulse. Stop asking yourself if you're ready. You are never ready. You are only disciplined or undisciplined. Starting tomorrow, I want you to adopt the hard start. Wake up. Don't think. Don't feel. Just move. Do the work because you said you would. Do the work because it's 6 a.m. and the machine is scheduled to run. Burn the motivation posters. Build the routine. The world belongs to the people who can do the work when the vibes are dead. Are you an amateur or are you a professional? The execution starts now.